Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of our Smoky Mountain Wrestling podcast. This is Smoky Mountain Wrestling, episode 195 from October the 21st, 1995. And this is Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling podcast, where today I'm joined by Doc Turner and a returning Hard Body Harper to the Smoky Mountain Wrestling recaps. Harper, I'm going to go with what Doc said right before we started recording. Smoky Mountain's changed since you last joined us, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on
Yeah.
What's the line on? I think there's one in The Sopranos. Everything ends. Well, this is a slow ending.
Yeah, Jesus, that fucking what's his name? The fucking Wolfman Jack or whatever.
Dude, he's climbed the card.
Jesus Christ.
So I feel like, Mike, our third seat in Smoky Mountain is kind of like well, you won't get this reference. Harper probably will. The drummer for Spinal Tap. Because we've had Bobby Blaze, who was great. We've had no one, which makes the shows go by way faster.
Jesus.
And now we've got our returning hometown hero, Hard Body Harper. Listen to the alliteration. Hometown hero, Hard Body Harper. And we're going to close out Smoky Mountain here in the next few weeks. It is down to the last, 4 or 5 episodes now?
Oh, shit.
Well, if you include this one, it's technically 6 because we have 200.
I've never found 200 and I've never watched it. So
you ain't missing nothing.
Okay.
But one of the things about episode 200 that I find interesting is it's right before they start airing the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour from 95. And what Cornette told me when I was on the show with him was, I think he said this actually off air, so you probably haven't heard this already. He said, or would never hear it, he said he actually had the next 2 episodes already formatted, but they had shut down. So he was telling me he's got format sheets for it. And that's one of the things I'll ask him about, like, hey, all right, tell us what you were going to cover. I mean, we know what happened at Thanksgiving Thunder that year because you can find the records for that. But as far as how he had the show formatted, he's got that. They just never recorded them because they shut down that last night.
Man, if you get fired, you ain't coming in the next day to do free work.
Yeah.
Well, this too. So Half Pint on Twitter, Marlon sent me a note of I had read this years ago, and Doc, I know you did too. Cornette wrote an article about Smoky, and he wrote an article about the end of Smoky, and I think it was Fightful magazine or Fightful.com or something like that. So anyway, he writes something I didn't know, and we can talk longer about this once we get to the end. The decision was not made to shut down until like that last night. Like he was like, all right, if we do X amount on this town in Thanksgiving Thunder, that's good. Okay, we didn't do it. If we do X amount in this town in Thanksgiving Thunder, that's good. Oh, we didn't do it. So like he went to the very last night and then was like, yeah, we ain't gonna make it. I'm shutting down.
Well, imagine. I mean, for him, he doesn't have kids, so that's like pulling out a blanket in the middle of the night and smothering your child.
Yeah, and then he goes on to talk about how, he immediately moves to Connecticut to work for Vince.
Yeah, well, he already had been, but then he moved. But you notice how all these small-time promoters always land on their feet, right? Paul Lee was like, and Corny were just mysteriously working for the WWE while at the last. Booker Man always lands on his feet, right, Mike?
Booker Man always lands on his feet, but it was interesting. Corny was like, I thought I could make a difference going there because I never liked WWE style or WWF style of wrestling because it wasn't Southern wrestling. Little did I know that wasn't the case. And then he's like, the whole time I took that job there, I was thinking, well, the only reason I'm here is because I failed. He says that in the article, which is interesting. I'm sure he'll talk a lot about it when he does the wrap-up show with us. I won't promise when that is, but he did say he would do it. So
he did say that. So that is one thing to look at as we close, is we're going to be hopefully recording with Jim again and getting some thoughts. We'll be doing some, hopefully, we'll see what we can do. It's a weird time to get guests, but we'll see what we can do. I heard Jericho on his podcast say he's doing all kinds of shows now because he's bored. Maybe you should reach out to him.
Man, I have tried contacting Jericho multiple times, and he just does not respond.
He just laughs. Who's this asshole?
Yeah, and then screams Judas or whatever that song is.
Can I tell you something? Y'all gonna laugh at me.
You like that song?
That song is catchy and good to me.
Mm. Well, do you have an Affliction t-shirt too?
No. I mean, I don't see the tie-in though.
It's butt rock, dude.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
It's just cheesy, overproduced metal. He didn't even, he said this on his podcast. He didn't write the lyrics on that thing.
Who wrote them?
It's either, I don't think it's the guitar player. I think it was the producer, and he was mad about it at first. He's like, I'm not singing this. This isn't me. And they're like, no, you're singing it, pal.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have a question because I don't know a lot about that genre. Is that common, Hopper? Where?
What?
Without saying?
It depends. There are some bands like in Rush, the drummer, Neil Peart, wrote all the lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't sing them, but he wrote them. So
Steve Harris wrote a bunch of fucking Maiden shit.
That's where I was coming next.
I don't know who the piss that is.
We know you don't, you fucking black shithead.
Wow. My 7-year-old.
We got a question from the Smoky Mountain Negro.
My 7-year-old.
Why in Harlan, Kentucky? Jesus Christ.
My 7-year-old can sing the Trooper word for word.
That's awesome.
I don't know what that is.
All right. Well,
let's put our parachutes on and jump off the fucking cliff now, Doc.
We've prolonged this as long as we can. This is, I tell the kids, rip the Band-Aid off. Let's, eat the food you don't like first. Let's get this over with. So, all right, Mike.
Let me take care of some business. Shout out to Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Kyle Riley, Mike Childers, Joe Ice for your generous patronage each and every month. This is taping number 2 from Kaywood High School in Harlan, Kentucky, drawing only 200 people, if you believe the internet. And as we get into this episode, I want to repeat, man, this has been a fun journey in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but we pride ourselves on mostly being positive about the wrestling we love, the old school wrestling like this, but we also call it down the middle. And I think Jimmy would understand that when we say, put your parachute on because you're going to need it as we jump off this cliff. Doc?
Yeah, the thing of it is we've spent 3+ years doing this and had some amazing times watching some amazing wrestling. This isn't it. And there's a lot we'll hit it in the post-mortem episodes about a lot of reasons why wrestling recessions and just, stress and, how do you carry that load for that long if you're corny and just all of that. But yeah, I mean, I just watched these last couple of episodes and I'm like, it feels like everybody knows it. It's like everybody knows it, but they won't say it.
It's a dirty little secret, the elephant in the room.
And everybody just is a little bit like, except for Tracy, who's out there,
Yeah.
busting guts and promos. But speaking of Tracy, we do start this episode with Ron Davis and Larry Santo versus the Thugs. You said this was a new venue. That's right. Not new, isn't? But we've switched from the last episode.
No. This is taping number 2 here.
Oh.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Oh. Well, that was 2 weeks ago in real time.
I know. I was just saying. It is taping number 2. We're in Harlan, Kentucky, though.
Is this the last taping? I guess there's one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got one more.
Okay, well. Tracy's trying to look at Tracy. He's coming out to the ring and he's trying to fire him up, man.
Yeah.
He said, "Come on, you hillbillies, let's go."
There's no formal opening. Les and Chip kind of just throw us to the ring, and we go to, like Doc said, Larry Santo and Ron Davis versus the Thugs, Tracy's Mothers, Dirty White Boy. Here's my notes. The Thugs win. I really don't know what else to say. Harper, do you have anything else?
No. Thugs win.
I had that the Thugs were impressive in the win, but I also had one little note that at one point Tracy did let one of the guys, I think it was Davis, get us, one quick second of offense. But that was about all I had. I was reaching for a note, but that was about it.
I don't know what else we could talk about with it. That's for damn sure. All right. So after the Thugs win, we go to a promo. We get Robert Gibson and the Thugs. So let's go to that right now. Here it is.
Getting together with Robert Gibson and my sidekick, Les Thatcher.
All right, with me, the Thugs and a special referee for the double chain match, Robert Gibson. And, of course, Robert, it's all in your court, baby, because you're the man in control here.
That's right, Les. First of all, I'd like to thank these guys. What a great victory they just had. Jimmy Cornette's all upset because I'm going to be the special referee in that double chain match, guys. He's worried to death. Let me tell you something, guys. I just want to make sure that y'all know justice will be done. And, hey, take care of business.
So, thank you very much. Hey, I know that's a fact, Robert, because you're one half of the 5-time NWA World Tag Team Champions. That's former. We're talking about right now. We're talking about Smoky Mountain Tag Team titles. We're talking about double chain match. The Dirty White Boy and the Wild-Eyed Southern Boy. Heavenly Buddies, you're the best team that I've ever been in the ring with. Count the Road Warriors, the Steiners, the list goes on the Freebirds, the Midnight Express. It's hard enough to beat two of y'all, but when you got Jim Cornette, that makes it double tough. We got a referee now, White Boy, that can take care of business. Rock and Roll Express, Robert Gibson, we got to get them belts back. Nobody knows better about a chain match than yourself. Could you beat That's exactly right, you see. Right. Heavenly Buddies, I am the master of the damn chain match. And a little word of advice to you, Dr. Tom Pritchard. You should run your mouth about my daddy, and you run your mouth about my wife. Now I am going to stomp your stinking guts out of me. We're going to chain it up, me and you, Pritchard. And when I get through with you, I'm going to reach down your throat. And I'm going to grab your stinking guts. I love it. And I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to shove it down Cornette's throat. Yeah. Because, boys, you listen real good. Yeah. Especially you, Dr. Tom Pritchard. I'm going to stomp your ass whether you like it or not. I'm through with the Heavenly Bodies. I'm through with that fat, obnoxious Jim Cornette. You're going down. Hell's coming, boys. Hell is coming.
There you have it from the Thugs. We'll be back with more Smoky Mountain action right after this.
White Boy's fired up. Your thoughts?
That wasn't bad at all. That was actually really good. Maybe a high point of the episode. Did you hear at the beginning that Chip Kessler called Les Thatcher his sidekick?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Bruh.
Leave Chip alone.
Check out the balls on this dude. As I said last week, Harper, are we at all worried about having a one-eyed referee for this match?
That's nice.
Also, if I'm corny in the Heavenly Bodies, I'm a little concerned that the referee for our big match is out there telling the other team how he's going to help them. That's nervous for me. Man, White Boy was really good and fired up, and I'm glad that he said ass there, because he was if he said butt, it wouldn't have worked. He said ass because he's just that damn mad. He's done with him. He said it. I'm done with him. And I thought that was good, and it reminded me of the kind of Dirty White Boy that we had. Remember when Dutch went to the junkyard and Dirty White Boy was living in a school bus and drunk in the morning?
God, when he was shooting a fucking bottle of beer with his pistol in Central Park, as he said.
That was some good stuff. So I really thought this was good. This was, Tracy. You can't say that Tracy and Dirty White Boy aren't giving it their all there.
I agree. Hopper, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, Dirty White Boy was all fucking jacked up, trying to fucking make something happen.
They're trying.
Yeah.
He's not laying down. He's not like,
right.
This is done. But yeah, it's, it's all right. It was fine. Like, White Boy's fired up. He cuts a lot of fired up promos in his defense. I mean, he's always, he gives it his all. Let's say that he's always fired up in his promos. He's always screaming. I don't say always screaming, but he's amped. He's amped right here. And Doc, you're wrong for talking about a one-eyed referee. I mean, come on.
I mean, it is. He is right.
Well, hold on. He's got a crooked eye. What do they call that? I don't want to be insensitive here, but I guess I am.
He's what, wall-eyed, huh?
What is the medical?
Cross-eyed?
Lazy eye?
Is that what it is? How can he call it right down the middle when he can't see right down the middle, Michael?
That's what I said.
Y'all are so wrong.
It's good to have Harper back on the Smoky Mountain show.
I don't think Harper's got to see the clip of Gibson trying to break up the fight in his underwear, Doc.
No, nobody needs that. No,
Harper, you gotta see it. It's awesome.
No,
he's barefoot in black briefs trying to break up a fight.
Yeah. What, like a locker room?
Yes. It's so absurd. Oh, man. I'll find it. You got to see it. Okay. Let's keep it moving. We go to a replay of Buddy Landel mocking Tommy Rich with Les cracking up during a promo from last week. And then they show a replay of Flanagan shocking Rich with a roll-up when Rich was distracted by Buddy, who stole Tommy Rich's black vest that was laced in cocaine and other illegal substances.
What?
I'm just making a funny there. I don't mean that. Okay. So from there, Buddy Landel's now got to cut a promo, and let's hear what Buddy's got to say.
All right, with me, Nature Boy Buddy Landel, and a lot of things going on, and the prime one is Tommy Rich.
Well, listen, with all Jimmy Cornette's goons out there and all his militia, as good and tough as I am, I'm only one man, and I can't beat all of them at once. So what I've done is I've gone out and scouted the meanest, toughest, nastiest, strongest wrestler that's ever been in professional wrestling. And you know something? He turned me down, but I'm not through yet. All these other guys, they'll ride up and down the road with me, but they don't want to have nothing to do with me. They don't want to get in the ring and wrestle with me. The Dirty White Boy says I've done a lot in the past, and yes, I have. That's something that I'm going to have to overcome, because I have done a lot of things. And I got a lot of apologizing I got to do. But in the meantime, Wildfire Tommy Rich, I got a little bit of your hide right here on. This ain't even a real cow hide. This is a Naga hide. That's Tommy Rich. He's fake. Ain't nothing real about that boy. This Friday night at Cookville, Tommy Rich, first blood match. Next Saturday night in Johnson City, 4-prong barbed wire. Let me tell you something, Tommy Rich. I embarrassed you last week on TV when Flash Flanagan beat you right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. That made you kind of hot, didn't it? You got to remember who you're dealing with, Tommy Rich. This isn't some local Yoko from the local Kmart. I'm Nature Boy Buddy Landel. I've been on top of the heap. I've been on top of the world. I've held many titles like you, Tommy Rich. You're not dealing with an idiot or an imbecile. I've only yet begun to screw with your mind, and screw with your mind I'm going to do each and every week. Each and every time that I see you go out on TV or in one of these towns, I've got something up my sleeve, pal, because let me tell you something. I have forgot more about how to screw with people than you'll ever know in your stinking life.
There you hear it from the Nature Boy. He's geared to go. We'll be back with action right after this.
Well, I love when Buddy says he's fake, because ain't nothing. I mean, that's complete truth, but.
Well, did you think that, is that what you did in the locker room that night, is you screwed with Tommy Rich's mind too?
No, I just punked him.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
did it?
You, John Wayne.
Yeah.
True grit, brother.
Can you see John Wayne singing "Crisscross"? Will make you jump. Man, It was Buddy was like, "Oh, I found the meanest, nastiest wrestler." I was like, "Oh, who is it?" And he turned me down. Oh man,
Son of a bitch.
Buddy kind of looks like Dolph Ziggler with that ponytail.
I think he looks like Barry Windham when he was the Widowmaker.
Look at those people.
Look at that fat tub of shit.
I had that as a timestamp, so we might as well just skip to this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's recap. Buddy was good there. I thought he was good. Now proceed to we're about to watch the Headbangers versus Mosh versus the Robert Gibson, but there's a shot of the fans here Doc wants to talk about.
We're at 11:38 on the feed here. There's a lot to unpack here. I mean, let's break down. I mean, there's a 5-pack of people. I don't know.
It's all self-explanatory to me.
Okay, hit it.
I mean, look at these fucking people. You got that big fat tub of shit with the Harley shirt with the American flag sleeves.
What is it with his pants?
I don't.
Is that like those? It's not Zubaz, but maybe like Crazy Wear or.
I thought it was like Zubaz.
I don't know if they had Zubaz in that print. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't a Zubaz expert, but Jesus Christ,
that guy was in his trailer going, "I'm gonna dress up for the big show tonight." Now, leave it there.
No, I was trying to go to where they first start cutting to it because you can see the pants a little bit better.
I don't know.
There's a lot of pants because he's a big boy.
Dude, you could cover the earth like a blanket with those pants.
He's probably never ever laid eyes on an actual Harley.
No.
America. Look at that shirt, Hopper.
Yes.
The guy in front of him, with the older guy, has a bald. It's not a balding, but he's got he wants a mullet, but he's probably has a job, so he doesn't want to have a full mullet.
Looks okay. The dude with the red, you mean? The old guy with the red shirt?
Yeah.
He's all right. I mean, he don't look too bad.
All you see is a Raiders hat below that. God.
Dude.
Look
at that kid. He's cut off at the left. There he is. That kid.
Oh, this went from bad to fucking worse. All right. Keep going, Doc.
The kid. It's hard to be so sluggish that you're pre-diabetic by 9, but this kid pulled it off.
That's a kid, Doc. We really want to make fun of the kid here.
I'm not making fun of him. It's his parents that allowed that to happen.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so in this screenshot at 11:40, Harper, we have. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, mute yourself while you getting to come out of your throat.
That was good.
The Raiders hat is killing me because every freaking white kid in Metairie had a Raiders starter and a Raiders cap. Jesus Christ.
We're going to count the Raiders cap guy, Harper. So
he looks like Charles Manson.
He does. So there's 3 across the top and then the 3 kind of in the middle and Raiders cap at the bottom. There's 7 people that you can see their face here. How many of those 7 people have been in jail?
All of them. except that kid.
Okay. How many of them are still alive today?
That fat dude's. If I was betting, man, that guy's fucking dead. because I doubt that guy all of a sudden just started to lose weight and go fucking jogging down a fucking mountain trail.
How many of those 7 people right there can read at a 4th grade level?
That's nice.
I'm going to say 5.
Okay.
By the way, the total population in Harlan in 2010 was about 1,745 people.
That's fucking nobody.
And they're all fighting somewhere tonight. Everybody else has a local jazz fest or an arts festival, and they just go down to the town square and fist fight.
In 1990, there was 2,686 people. In 2000, there was 2,081 people. So
they're dying
they're losing people from their society. They had as many as 5,000 people in 1940 in that town. It's progressively gone down every decade since, if they're accurately reporting in a census, and that's asking a lot for people who can't read. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, because the literacy rate in New Orleans is terrible too. So there you go. I made fun of my own town. This is riveting. I know we don't do demographics, but I just pulled it up on Wikipedia, if you're going to believe that. And wow, I know you've done this before, Doc, but this place is woo.
Hey, there's not a wrestler that you've heard from, talked to, or that worked this area for a 30-year stretch that doesn't say, man, Harlan's weird. Harlan is a wild-ass place.
Wild and rough and rugged. I mean, Bo James has told some stories about it. I know from him. This is interesting, man. Here we are, 5 minutes talking about this cluster of. Look at that guy, Harper. Holy
That's what I'm
crap.
saying. How much do you think he weighs there?
350 to 370.
Yeah.
Here's what's
and the only thing saving him is that he's probably no more than 5'8".
That's what I was gonna say. The hard thing is you don't know how tall he is. If you knew he was 6'2", you'd be like, oh, he's 400 easy. But if he's 5'8" and 350, that's not a good thing either.
Right.
Anyway, all right, Harper, any other analysis on this cluster of Harlan fans that, as you said, are all dead except for one?
No.
If this is Harlan, the guy in the red, the older guy, might be the mayor.
Yeah, he could be. He's the fire chief.
Yeah.
I could see that. Well, he might be the mayor and fire chief.
But he gets confused and sets fires instead of putting them out.
Nice. All right. On to the match, since Harper's made fun of these poor people. Oh, boy. These people had no idea us three buffoons would be doing a review show of this, making fun of them 25 years later. Okay. Here we go.
Can you hit 1638 for an actual nice wrestling move from Robert Gibson?
Robert Gibson can wrestle. What are you talking about? 1628?
I'm just saying we're trying to turn it back to the match.
Gotcha.
I think it was a nice body, I didn't make notes, but I thought it was a crossbody or something.
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes. Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about the people, but, we actually do watch the wrestling. It was nice.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Here he comes.
Mosh is going to hit Mosh.
Around.
And there you go. This is a nice bump.
Yeah.
The way they come off the ring.
Headbangers are good. I like them. They're young, but they're good.
Absolutely. So.
Lots of cheating here.
Oh, my God. That literally my notes are just lots of cheating. And then you got the bodies and the thugs on the outside. So there's a whole lot of cheating. At the end, the faces actually end up one up into heels. Cause when Mark Curtis's back is turned, as Mark Curtis is dealing with the bodies on the outside, the thugs push Mosh off the top rope. Mosh takes the bump and then Gibson pins him. Curtis turns around and sees it and counts 1, 2, 3. So Gibson gets the win. Referee didn't see any of the shenanigans, but like Doc said, tons of shenanigans. Harper, did you have anything else from it?
No.
Doc?
No. I got confused with all the shenanigans.
Man. It was a lot going on because you had the two tag teams that are feuding, and then you had Gibson in the ring against Mosh, and you got the red. Just a whole lot going on. But in the end, Gibson gets the win. So it might be his first, I don't know if it's his first singles win. I can't remember since Ricky has been gone, but that's that. Okay. So we go from that to Kessler's Corner with Jim Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies. First, they show a replay of the announcement of the double chain match with the Thugs versus the Bodies, and then we see replays of the promos from the Thugs and Bodies. Doc, I got a note here, and then I'll ask you if you want me to play it. During the Kessler's Corner, Cornette says there will be a new drill sergeant coming in soon whose name is Sergeant Rock. So stay tuned, everyone, and see what may or may not be announced with Sergeant Rock next week or in the weeks to come. And then Cornette goes into plugging the double chain match with Gibson as the referee. That was all I had from it. It was pretty long. The main thing was the Sergeant Rock note. What did you have?
Well, she better hurry up and get here.
How do we know it's a she?
Oh.
Come on, bro. You're giving things away.
Well, I know how it ends.
Yeah, me too.
She gonna get there. She gonna get there, and the arena's empty because nobody called her to tell her that they shuttered the promotion. You ever had that happen to you, Mike? Show up at the VFW hall and like, where's the booker? Oh,
how come there's no cars in the parking lot?
He quit. They quit running 2 weeks ago.
No, I never had that happen.
I thought the Heavenly Bodies were real good, but they didn't say anything that was like pop worthy. But they're just solid.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Harper, did you have anything from it?
I mean, Sergeant Rock.
Should we tell them who it is, Doc, or should we wait?
No, we should.
I mean, wait. I used to have some of the Sergeant Rock toys when I was a little kid.
I guarantee you, this ain't got nothing to do with Sergeant Rock toys.
No, it was a comic book.
Chocolate titties, maybe.
Really? Did you just say that?
That's a thing on the Bruce Pritchard show that they talk about.
What's wrong with you?
Chocolate titties.
That's a thing that.
Hey,
Bruce
ain't nothing
Pritchard
wrong with that. I'm just saying, you ain't got to be racist about it, Doc.
No, Bruce says it about that Vince chocolate titties.
I don't remember that one, but okay.
I didn't just come up with that on my own. I'm too busy coming up with other things.
Bruh, I just don't believe nothing Pritchard says. That's my problem, even if he said Vince says it.
How can you?
God, that's a corny, slimy son of a gun.
That's nice.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. I just wouldn't trust him with my kids or $5. If he told me, if I gave him $1 and he said, "I'll pay you back, pal," I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, you can just take it. I don't believe you'll give me the $1 back." I'm not saying he's a bad human being. I just don't trust him. All right. Bruce, we love you if you ever catch wind of this. We think you're very entertaining with the stories you tell because they by far they are stories. Okay, so Doc, anything else from Corny's announcement about Sergeant Rock coming in?
No.
It is not The Rock. Let's be clear. All right, so then we go to another promo. Oh, boy, we're corny heavy in this. I don't have nothing from it. It's Corny and Tommy Rich. I don't know what else to say.
He does say that he's overworked. He starts shooting on being overworked, which he is here, but that's about it. I didn't have much either.
Halbert, did you have anything? They build up the matches with Buddy and Tommy Rich, but that's about it.
Yeah, they talked about the matches.
I'm not trying to be mean. There's just nothing there to bite on.
Well, he's supposed to be a general, huh?
Who is? Goddamn, pal. Pronouns. Who's he?
Corny.
Yeah, he's a general. So I was just clarifying. He's a general of the militia.
He's got sergeant stripes on his sleeve.
Kayfabe, brother. These people don't know that. Goddamn, pal. I mean, come on. Doc, do you think these people know anything about whatever's on Corny's sleeves?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And you're the standard, right?
Well, if I don't, I just would think they don't.
Look at Tommy Rich right now. I'm going to tell you something, boy.
Yeah.
I'm about to go in the back. Hold on. Let's go back to this. I'm about to go right there in the back, pal. I'm going to go get me an 8-ball of cocaine. I'm going to put it right here on this table, and I'm going to snort that whole sumbitch right up my nose. That wasn't good, I know. All right. We go to the next match.
You proud of that?
I'm very proud of it.
You should make fun of that guy.
Why?
Because he's a legend.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've been saying for months now.
He's a legend. Harper's told stories on this show of sitting at some of these conventions that he's been at with Wildcat. And he looks over at a table of some broke down turd like Tommy Rich, and he's like, "Look at this asshole." Yeah.
That's fucked up.
All right.
The man's a legend.
In his own mind. We got Tommy Rich versus Flash Flanagan here. The match goes on for a few minutes until Buddy comes out to the ring again, taunting Tommy Rich. While Tommy Rich starts chasing Budrow around the ring to get his vest, Tommy Rich is counted out and Tommy Rich loses again. That's 2 times in a row to an enhancement talent. And once again, Doc, I think this was a callback to Candido and Horner. I think they did this. And I also think they did this with Orndorff, too, and Horner.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
When he stole his robe, when he took his robe.
They did the robe thing, and I thought Candido did it too, where Candido was running around outside the ring trying to get Horner, and Candido was wrestling somebody, and maybe even been Robbie Eagle. I don't remember.
I think that was when that was Garvin that took his robe, right?
It was Garvin. It was Garvin that took the robe.
God,
and then
that's
you
crazy.
that?
They had Garvin and fucking Mr. Wonderful here at the same time.
Doc,
it's true. This
and
is
now
goofy.
it's the Wolfman.
Yep, this is goofy
and
too.
Flash Flanagan
and Tommy Rich. Don't forget to throw him in that trio. Tommy Rich. Let me tell you something. You know, y'all want to talk about the legends who have been here. Mr. Wonderful, not Mr. Warndorf, as Horner said. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff was in a feud with Tim Horner. But we've had Mr. Wonderful here, and we've also had Ronnie Garvin. Just think about that. And now we're laced with Tommy Rich. Sad times. Crazy times. All right, boys. Let's keep on moving. Hold on, I got to do a line.
That's nice.
All right. So, after Tommy Rich loses, I got to play this because this is they just don't give a shit right now, and I'll explain it as I play it. They do not care. They try to make it sound like Bullet Bob is on like the telephone, but this is no phone. It's a walkie-talkie because once again you can hear the beeps. So here's Bullet Bob Quote on the phone, letting us know how he's doing.
Winner of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Bullet Bob Armstrong has been unable to wrestle since being attacked by Terry Bam Bam Gordy several weeks ago. Now, we had the opportunity earlier today to talk to Bullet Bob by phone, so let's hear his comments.
I certainly want to thank all the fans from Smoky Mountain Wrestling, all their nice letters, and I appreciate just being thought about because they're my kind of people up there and always have been. And I've been out of action since the pile driver by Terry Gordy. Mr. Bam Bam dropped me on my head pretty good, and it just re-injured an old injury I had back in 1977 in a match with a Mongolian Stomper. But one thing about it, I want everybody to remember, I'm still the commissioner of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And I've been watching Cornette and his militia, and I've got some news for everybody. There's going to be some special matches coming up. I can still use a pen. As a matter of fact, I've signed so many contracts lately, I've almost got writer's cramp. There's going to be some special matches. Everybody be sure and watch. You're going to be surprised. And just remember, Cornette, I may not be able to wrestle right now, but I will be able to wrestle real soon. Maybe sooner than you think.
The Bullet may be out of action, but Brad Armstrong is raring to go after last week's altercation with the Headbangers, Terry Gordy, and a leather belt.
I thought it was maybe like someone, he was actually hitting the buttons on the phone, but yeah, I think it is I think it's like the low battery warning or something.
Dude, that's a walkie-talkie sitting down in a room. It's sitting next to a tape deck in a room. Bullet Bob is on the other end in another room, and he's talking into the walkie-talkie, and you're hearing the walkie-talkie beeps, and it was recorded with a tape recorder that's sitting at the table. That's exactly what that is. They've done it before. They did it with Ricky when he called in and quote-unquote was on the phone. But anyway, Harper, you weren't here when they restarted the Bullet Bob and Corny feud. So, do you have any comments? You got comments?
No. I probably already made like 10 of them a year ago.
Doc, any thoughts?
We've been every week when it comes up, we'd say, Harper would shit all over this. That punch was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
So, I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, that's this match with Thrasher and Brad Armstrong playing for the Patreon members at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT is from last week.
I thought Bob's call sounded like, we have a collect call from the Brown County Jail. You accept the charges?
That's nice.
I'm in jail again. That bitch called the police on me.
Come on, we're talking about Bob Armstrong.
Yeah, so what if I was fucking drinking a little? Fuck her. I'm a grown-ass man. I can do what I want.
Dude, he sounds like these people on Live PD. That's exactly like the cops show up and the guy's like, And he goes like, well, sir, she said you put your hands on her. Well, it ain't my fault. She wouldn't leave me alone. And I was sitting there and she wouldn't, she keeps messing with me. Sir, you realize you can't put your hands on her. Well, this would happen. Sir, have you been drinking? Look, man, I'm a red-blooded American. I can drink. I can have a few beers. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, sir, you got drunk and you got drunk and then put your hands on your wife. And? All right.
Well.
Jesus. All right. The Wolfman's hydrated back is getting lashed by Gordy in the replay from last week. Doc, any other thoughts on Bullet Bob, though?
No. I mean, no.
I got you. All right, so after the walkie-talkie conversation with Bullet Bob, they show a replay of Thrasher versus Brad Armstrong from last week. Remember, Brad won the match, but he was jumped afterwards. The Wolfman tried to help out because he's in this tag match with Brad. Oh, my God. I mean, it's just, ugh. The Wolfman,
this guy.
The Wolfman.
Look at this.
God almighty.
I just don't get this, man. I don't know why this was signed off to happen. Ugh.
Remember, he's the Power Maker 2 sponsor athlete, Hopper. Well, he's in the Wolfman.
Christ. He looks like Captain Caveman, the old fucking Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I could picture him with the club and Captain Caveman and fuck.
It's good to have you back.
Jesus Christ, bro.
God, it's good having Hopper
Look
back.
at this motherfucker. just look at him.
I like him because no matter how bad your day is going, he's still the Wolfman.
Yeah.
Boogie, nothing about you. Go ahead, Hopper.
And there's Brad Armstrong. That looks like a wrestler. He looks like an athlete. I mean, he's the real thing. And there's this asshole just standing there doing nothing, just looking like a fucking buffoon.
He's standing there, and he looks so awkward. You know what he's standing there like? He's standing there like he's high as fuck in a place he's not supposed to be high as fuck. And he's trying to make sure nobody knows he's high, but it's obvious that he's high.
Y'all are missing one thing from this. In
what?
between the Wolfman and Brad is one of the better professionals ever in the world of wrestling, Les Thatcher.
Yeah.
Les Thatcher. Like, this is like the Twilight Zone. You got Les, who is a pro's pro. You got Brad, who is from the Armstrong family, a pro's pro, who cuts a decent promo here. But then you got Wolfie, who's higher than Giraffe Snatch, to the left, just sitting there so stoned out.
Jesus.
Look at him.
I could see if he had a personality and he shot a good promo, but okay, he at least has that. He has nothing. He is worse than Tim Horner because at least he could fucking wrestle. This guy can't. It's just like he's like a fan that fucking won a contest.
He is. We're gonna get
a fan who won a costume contest, Harper.
I can guarantee you that we're going to have a long conversation about the Wolfman with Jim Cornette.
Yeah, we do, because I need to get him to talk about Power Maker in the Wolfman.
He may not be legally able to talk about Power Maker.
That might be true too. All right. Okay.
God.
So
we got to worry about Brad because somewhere in this promo he said that the Wolfman was a solid dude.
Well, you say a lot,
for Brad, man.
I do too. In this,
he's having to drag this carcass through.
He does nothing, just stand there, just kind of moves around a little, kind of halfway nods his head. Yeah, I agree with that.
If I don't move, they won't know I'm high.
Just gonna stay still. Oh, Jesus Lord. All right. So we keep going with this, and I'm not going to play Brad's promo. Brad was good. I mean, there was nothing, to write home about. Brad's good. He just basically tells Gordy he's going to get him back. So then they go to Comic Chris Michaels versus Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Cornette is on commentary. Do you have anything from this, Doc?
37-35.
37-35. Let's go to it.
The face paint broad?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, hold on.
I got the same thing.
So we're back to talking about the crowd and not the match.
Yeah, look at this broad.
Okay, hold on. Y'all are laughing. Harper, I need you to explain what's so funny here. Explain what we're looking at for the people who are just listening to this and not watching along.
It's this typical Becky woman.
Yeah.
That you see in fucking Kentucky with her face painted white for some fucking reason. with Thug's number 1. And the number 1 is on her chin. And she has TS on fucking one cheek and Thug's on her forehead.
I bet she's going to have something else on her forehead in about an hour and a half.
And she looks like the baseball guys from the Warriors.
Bruh.
I was waiting for Doc to say she's going to have something else white on her forehead. Y'all are so dirty sons of bitches.
I'm just... Why would you do this?
Because you're trying to... I mean...
And that's a grown-ass woman, bro. That's not a kid.
Yeah. I can't add to that. Harper just... That's why we've needed him.
I like Tracy Smothers. I think he looks cute. I think he looks like the bass player for Maverick, my favorite country band.
All right. I got nothing else. This is. So, all right. Let me recap the match. Oh, that's nice, Harper. Like I said, Cornette's on commentary. He's just rambling. Gordy ends up winning. After the match, Gordy takes a leather strap and whips Chris Michaels with it. Wolfman comes in and tries to make the save, but he gets his ass whooped too. Brad Armstrong comes in for the save, and then we go to commercial.
I got something. It was 42-18.
42-18. Let me see. Oh, you got something from the match.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to that. I'm gonna go to the promo first, though. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna play the promo first because what happens is we got a promo before the actual match that we're going to announce in a second. Doc said he had to step away, so let me get to that. All right. So first off, again, recap. Brad comes in, makes a save and all that stuff. We go to commercial. And then when we come out of commercial, we get a promo from with Brad Armstrong, with Les and Sandy Scott. So Sandy Scott makes an appearance here. Let's hear from Brad and Sandy because this leads to what happens at the very end of this episode.
Joining me here on the set is Sandy Scott, one of the officers of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and Brad,
let me tell you something. I want Terry Gordy right now. I don't care what it takes. I want Terry Gordy in the ring right now.
Brandon, there's only about 2 or 3 minutes left.
What have we got
about 2 or 3 minutes left in the program.
I don't care how much time there is. Sandy Scott, you can do this. Can you I want Terry Gordy in the ring. If I have to put the Smoky Mountain title on the line, that's what I'll do. I want to get him in the ring.
Time for it. I don't think we have enough time.
Time is not relevant to me. I can beat the man. Well, I want to put the title on the line. If he can just get his butt back out here,
if they want to come out and do it, that's fine with us.
So you saying it's okay?
Yes, I want they want to come out. So that there's time remaining in the show. Is that we're going to do it? That you are.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
All right, we're going to go to the ring for this one. Special challenge. Brad Armstrong puts the title on line against Bam Bam Terry Gordy. Let's go to the ring.
All right, what were you laughing at?
The Wolfman looks like the guy that when a news reporter is like doing the news, and he's the guy wandering like in the background, just kind of poking his head in and try to get on the news because you don't see him. Then he kind of walks in and he kind of looks at the camera and fucking nods. Then he walks away, and then he walks back in and kind of nods, and he just walks away. Look, see? It's like he's trying to get on the news.
He's like the guy when they would show up in my old neighborhood and they would be talking to a sensible person. He's the guy that shows up behind the camera or in the camera behind the guy being interviewed with the binky in his mouth. looking like a straight clown. That's what he looks like right there.
That's exactly it.
Except he doesn't have a binky in his mouth. He's got a loincloth around his frickin' waist.
And he looks like Captain Caveman.
Yes. Oh. Doc, are you back? No, he's not back yet, so we'll keep going. Okay. So, like Harper said, very interesting stuff right there. So, basically, we do have a match. I mean, Brad begged Sandy for a match with Gordy right now, and he says he'll put the title on the line. And they literally go to this match with like 3 minutes of TV time remaining. Now, Harper, you said you had a timestamp for me. What'd you have?
It's 42:18. Watch his clothesline.
42:18. Hold on, let me get there. So I'm at 42:05 right now. So let's see. We got about 10 seconds to go from this.
Yeah.
They do, like I said, they start this with less than 2 minutes remaining, and as you suspect, they go off air. Oh yeah, right in the head.
Yeah.
That looked good though.
He looks kind of sluggish though, huh?
Gordy? Oh, most definitely. He's
I'm back, y'all.
All right, so Doc, we talked about the Wolfman. Actually, let me just go to it again. Harper made fun of the Wolfman being a. He's like, all right, Brad's in a serious interview right here, and the Wolfman just shows up like the guy on TV shows up when somebody in the neighborhood's being interviewed. What'd you say, Harper?
Exactly right.
What'd you say about it, Harper? Go ahead.
He's like the guy in the news that kind of pokes his head in the background just to get on TV.
That's right.
It's so terrible.
You don't see him, and then he shows up. He's just kind of nods his head. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then he walks away.
We got a serious discussion here with these three, with Sandy, Les, and Brad, and then
there he comes. Hey, Mom.
Hey, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
You got a joint for me?
We're on live. Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You throw him down.
I wonder if this guy's still alive.
Belly on him.
He's probably the nicest guy you've ever met.
Probably. Okay. So, like I was saying, they start the actual match that Harper and I were talking about with Brad and Terry Gordy. It's like less than 2 minutes of TV time remaining, and as you suspect, they go right up to the remaining TV time, and Chip Kessler tells us they'll keep the cameras rolling and let us know what happens next week. Doc, did you have anything from this match, though?
No.
Gordy definitely looks...
Brad was bumping like crazy, but no.
Gordy does look sluggish now that I'm watching him. But a little closer here. But Brad's selling for him and bumping like a son of a gun. And honestly, that's how the show ends. They go up to the remaining TV time and nothing's resolved, and we'll have to stay tuned to see if they show something next week as the Wolfman chases Jim Cornette around the ring. Wow.
Yeah, look at his running.
God. Harper, look at him running, Jason Corny. This is so terrible.
No, I'm here.
Look at him.
Look at him. I'm going to get you, Captain Caveman.
Well, that actually almost wraps up this week's episode. So we're going to do our... Serves no purpose. We're going to do our... He's there till the very end, though. We're going to do our disability checks or ratings, whatever you want to call it. Before we do so, remember, consider becoming a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. A great way to support this show and get tons of extra exclusive Patreon shows just for you when you sign up. So let's go to the disability checks. Doc, I'm not going. You go. I don't know what to say.
I feel like I'm going to be real generous here.
No, don't preface it. Just do it. Just go with it.
6.8.
Wow, you are being nice. Hopper?
A 5.
Wow. Damn. You were at 5.0. Oh.
Yeah, Tracy and a white boy. They were the best thing with that promo.
Oh yeah.
I'll give it a C-, and I'm being nice. No disrespect to this promotion that we love. So then it leaves us to the Government Cheese Award, named by longtime listener Shara Johnson. Before we give that out, remember, don't forget, use our Amazon referral link, tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. Whenever you're shopping on Amazon, is a great way to support this show without spending anything extra. Government cheese. Oh, I don't know, bro. Buddy? Yeah, let's go with Buddy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Buddy.
Yeah, Buddy cut a good promo, but I don't know. Who are you giving it to, Doc?
Give me the dirty white boy with that promo he had.
Okay. Harper, who are you going with, Buddy?
Yeah. No, I'm going with Dirty White Boy. He's still trying, man.
Dirty white boy.
He's that German officer in fucking 1944 in fucking Berlin, still trying to rally his troops, even though they got Sherman tanks coming down the fucking street.
I love Harper's analogies. So true. He is trying, though. All right, before we get out of here, I want to mention a couple of things. First, check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murad and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. And check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV as they talk about the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's all I got. Doc, anything else before we head over to episode 196 next week?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm starting to get depressed.
Harper? You got anything?
No.
Hit the tagline, Harper.
Book it, bitch.